What's up, everyone? Look at Yui here. How you guys doing today? Welcome to Noonami. Hope you guys having a good day or a good night, actually. Listen, got my good friends here, Vito and Sandstorm. What's up, guys?
Yo.
Oh,
How you doing?
Hey, what the heck?
Oh, it's Vito this time.
Yeah, it's Vito this time. Okay. I even unmuted him. What's going on? It's his turn now. Okay, I see how it is.
No, I was still muted.
Yeah. Shoot.
No, because it said I was muted on this side. So
Yeah,
I was like,
Uh-huh.
and then I saw where it was muted. I was like, oh snap. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh my god. Really, seriously. You're stupid. You're stupid. Oh man. So, like I said, it's episode 2, man. We're here. We're going in strong.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Surprise, man. So,
Yep.
So I do have a special guest. We do have Bean. He is asleep, but he's in the room right now. So if I do have to make an appearance to go pick him up, I just have to go get him. Although I would bring his crib, but you know how that goes.
I feel that.
So I just gotta do what I gotta do. But yeah. So for today's icebreaker, this is gonna be a fun one because it's gonna go into our topic a little bit later. So the icebreaker today is for you guys. What was the first Gundam series that you actually got into, and what was your favorite Gundam? This one.
Man, that's actually a lot. The second question is a lot tougher than the first, but I'm gonna let it go.
So, yep.
What was that?
I know, whoa.
That was like a full human stretch.
I know. I was like, dang, okay.
All right,
Oh,
we good.
man.
Had to get the back of the neck. You know what I'm saying?
The neck.
Stress that neck, my
Back of the neck.
Mhm.
No, I was laying funny all day.
Now she's staring at me like, what? Y'all talking about me?
Exactly. Oh man.
Yeah. So first, well, one I can remember is Wing. Probably Wing. It might have been something earlier than that, but as far as me remembering, probably was Wing. And then it's not my favorite Gundam is not from Wing, is from G Gundam. And that was the Chinese Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Master Gundam. Master Gundam was
Master
actually one of my
Gundam was
favorites,
pretty
too.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one
yeah,
was
yeah.
actually really dope. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, Sandstorm?
Like Vito, actually, the first time that I watched Gundam was through Gundam Wing, and then I went back and watched like all the other ones because I swore on everything. You could like the young me. I would put my whole life on the line to tell you Gundam Wing was the starting of that whole thing. Like that was that's when they started, and then I think it was. I want to say it might have been a cousin or something like that. Was like, nah, Gundam's been around since the '80s. But that I would even say that made me realize too, because that's when I found out there was like stuff before Dragon Ball Z too. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Wait a minute, like y'all didn't have this since the '80s? No, all this stuff is new. They just this is a new trend. They all started doing this at the same time. So Gundam Wing was my favorite, and it's really a toss-up because Wing Gundam is one of my favorite. Is like it's like, man, Wing Gundam is up there, Death Scythe is up there. Wing Gundam when he gets the Angel Wings is up
the
there.
Endless Waltz one. The Endless
Yeah.
Waltz.
What is it? Master? No, it's not Master Gundam. What is his turn? He gets the evolution. Shining Gundam.
Yeah.
The Shining Burning Gundam. What was
Yeah,
it? Something
Shining.
like that?
There's Shining Gundam, then there's Shining
Burning
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah, that burning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Erupting burning finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the hand. He get the hand. Just.
Exactly.
Yeah. Those were my favorite. I know they're not nearly the most powerful in the series at all, but
Right.
those those are for all different. Um,
Aspects.
yeah, like you seen Deathsight be able to cloak himself and then
Yep.
like be killing everybody. I'm like, dang, this dude is literally like the Grim Reaper when he comes around. And that first time you seen Wing Gundam split those guns
Yeah.
apart was a he was
Yep.
like,
But nah. But
dude.
nah. But the part that makes it even better is like, especially the endless walls at the very end of it. That was even dope.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
That,
god,
that that was like the most epic part. It's like I
this
was like,
man, this man is
isn't
blowing up whole satellites with this thing. Like that, what is stronger than this man's Gundam? Like this is crazy.
exactly,
Y'all let this little boy have this thing? What?
It's a
exactly.
boy.
Yeah,
That's not a man. It's a boy.
it's like, and he be laughing at ha 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 ha. Ha.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like
like, yo, you okay?
this guy is psycho.
Yeah. It's like the
But
only
yeah,
time. So,
yeah,
yeah.
those are
Hey,
my
I
favorites.
think also I forgot to say I couldn't think of the name, but I think that Chinese Gundam was like the Dragon Gundam or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
been a minute. It's been a minute since I remember all the names for Gene Gundam. But I know like
yeah. G
Burning Gun.
Gundams.
Burning Gundam was the easiest one to remember. But it's like
Yeah.
U.S. It's like the United States one, the Chinese one, the
I
Russian one.
remember the Paris one was like the Rose or
Oh,
Walt
Yeah,
Gundam or something.
Rose. I think it's
Rose.
Rose.
It was
Yeah,
Rose. It was Rose.
Gundam
Yeah.
Rose. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me
So there
let
were
you.
certain ones. There were certain ones in there. I'm like, yo, how did you even become a Gundam? Like you barely qualify as a mobile suit in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, Hungary had a Gundam, and it was just
Yeah.
like the giant like windmill on the front of it. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember. I was like, good God, like what?
really?
That's
Like
that's
that's
when we was going in the actual tournament. I was like, yo,
yeah.
this is like, what the heck? Like,
You
what?
you so you just like a windmill on the regular, and then you transform into like you look like something that's supposed to be in Mega Man. Like
Facts. Facts. Oh my goodness, yeah. So anyway, so for me, I'm on the same page as you guys. My first Gundam was also Gundam Wing as well. This is like the Toonami days, basically. Then, like I said, then Mobile Suit Gundam came in. But as far as like favorite Gundams, like I said, mine's would be I think, like I said, Death Sight's on the list.
mm-hmm.
Wing Zero with the wings from Endless Walls.
Oh yeah.
Epion's another one too.
Oh, I forgot about Epion, and that's
Epion.
so crazy because like I was like, is he qualified to be a Gundam? Like,
Oh
is he a Gundam?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Epion, Burning Gundam. But then there's also some newer ones that caught my attention too, and I can't remember. I think it's I don't remember the names of them, but I know the main character for Gun. I think it's the main character for Gundam 00.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gives me that same vibe of like Hiro Yui, literally
Mm-hmm.
with Wing
Mm-hmm.
Zero. He gives me that vibe, especially his Gundam. I would say um Freedom Gundam is another one.
Freedom is dope.
Freedom
That
is
was
dope, and I can
And what
go.
about that Unicorn Gundam?
Unicorn's not bad, not
It's
bad.
all right.
It's not bad,
I
but
put
not
Unicorn in. Who is the witch?
no. The Witch of Mercury.
The
you mean?
Witch joints?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Witch of Mercury is definitely the other one on my list because it kind of reminds me like a female version of like Wing Zero a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of the things, which is one of those series I have not got to finish. I think I was already trying to finish the first half of it, and then I got spoiled with something, a clip of something. The second half, I was like, all right, what the hell just happened? But I still had never got a chance to get around to finishing it. So yeah, those are pretty much mine. Like I said, G Gundams, like Burning Gundam. Rose was also a good one, and I can't remember those. What was that female's Gundam? I can't think of her name from G Gundam. The one that was like had a thing for the main character, but not the one he gets with, but the other one who was
Yeah.
like I can't think of her name, but I forgot what her Gundam was. I just can't think of the name of it, but hers was actually not bad as well.
Side note, I want to say this as a side note, and
Yeah.
it threw me all the way off. So I've watched G Gundam in English,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cool. But I went back and watched it on Crunchyroll, and I think it was subbed. And at the beginning of the show, quote me on this. At the beginning of the show, somebody asks about the relationship between him and Rain, and he says that's his sister.
I don't.
And he's
I
not. He's not. He's. They're not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, that's kind of hard to say. Like, I can't really answer that because I
Hey,
never.
wait. So like, she grew up with him, right?
Yeah, I remember.
He don't
Definitely
say like. He don't
Yeah.
say like that's like my sister. He's like,
No, I'm just saying though, but because like here's the thing, like us black folks, we say like your mama's friend is our auntie. We don't say
right,
like our auntie, it just says like
right,
that's my auntie. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Or like over in like India or something like that, if someone is, you know what I'm saying, the same thing, you know what I'm saying, auntie or whatever. But, so then naturally they'll call that person my cousin. So like, what if he just said that just to be like on some like cultural stuff and was like,
Like get
you
off
know,
me. Get off
like
Yeah.
me.
that's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
just
Just
weird
to
that
kind of,
he
you know
ends
what I'm
up-
saying, throw it off. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, but I think like also if you kind of look at it from like okay because if you look at it like I'm gonna use Stellar Moon for the prime example because this is actually a good example for it. Like for example with Uranus and Neptune in like brought into the U.S. pretty much Uranus and Neptune were basically like cousins. But in reality, but in the actual cartoon itself, like the Japanese, whether it's the sub or dub, they're basically lovers. That's really what they
Right.
really are.
Right.
So I think it's kind of like that little situation where it's like, I think there really are like I guess in here in the States they made them as like I guess brother sister or like my sister like you said
Mhm.
versus like they could have been something else because I never watched the like Japanese like dubbed or subs like
Yeah.
just actually without Toonami or anything else.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you watch it in the dub and how he treats her
mhm,
all the way before he gets burning Gundam,
yeah,
you can definitely see that boy ain't bothered with her. Like
exactly.
it definitely is like they have a brother sister relationship. So
Hmm.
whatever happened must have happened after the tournament where he was just like, "Oh, okay.
Jeez.
She kind of thick though."
Yep.
Like
Kind of right today. I don't know.
right.
Yep.
She grew up now.
I mean,
Exactly.
we've been wearing the same clothes for the last 2.5 seasons, but
hey,
today though,
what Damien from Friday said, Friday After Next said, he was like, it was like, oh man, it's been a while since I said, yeah, but I'm grown up now.
right,
Uh,
right.
alright.
Yeah, that's what he did. Oh, yeah, I'm grown up now.
Alright. Shoot. So, alright. So, I do have a good amount of. I have a few news on here, some anime news. So, this was actually something I had saved up. One of them I saved up from our Vitoverse that we had, but I couldn't bring it up, so I saved it for this. This is very important. So, for you guys who are basically big fans of My Hero Academia, this is the biggest part. My Hero Academia's final season will be aired in 2025.
So
For
this
fun.
season ain't even gonna be over. That's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how many episodes do we have? I feel like we're not even close to near like the final episodes.
Don't know, but I know we're supposed to be getting the movie. I believe it's this week.
Have you
Okay.
seen the trailer for the movie?
I have not seen the trailer for the movie.
I'm like,
Uh oh. Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess the trailer came out. Let me double check to make sure something.
But it's actually in theaters too.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
Yep. So that's also the thing. So I think the trailer is supposed to be, or not, the movie's supposed to be out this week. I think, based on Japan. I think I have to check, but I don't see it on my list.
Hopefully
so, yeah.
it comes to the States too, because I'm really
Yeah.
eager to watch that.
You know that they're gonna come out within the states.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. It's just gonna come a little later, but it's gonna come. So there's that. So next news I have here. So apparently, Blue Exorcist and Mashle are now gonna be aired on Toonami.
Oh, that sucks. Or I don't want to say that sucks.
Finally, I would
Yeah.
say,
That's
because
what's up.
there are so many people that still ask about, especially Mashal. I'm
Yes.
not surprised for Blue Exorcist.
I'm not
That's why I
either.
feel like that's really
I
late.
late. It's late for them.
It's
Yeah.
late. It's really is late. Beyond late. I don't know why they decided this, but I mean, and it's weird because they're basically it's like it's going back to the first season, so it's like they're really beyond late. Like
Hmm.
so, it's
Yeah.
like because we're already like 3 or 4 seasons in already.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But you know, I feel like Toonami does this thing where they like grab, some things other time, like because they don't air My Hero, do they?
No, no.
Nah.
So I feel like it's another one of those things where it's almost like Toonami is like the we'll get it in bulk type of
Mm-hmm.
people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we'll wait until all the episodes, not or a lot of the episodes, which is really weird because My Hero has a ridiculous amount of number of episodes too.
Well, you know
But
what? They don't have My Hero because of Disney. If that makes any sense. Remember when Disney got a lot of those animes or whatever like that? So now it's
Oh,
exclusively shown on Hulu. So it
that's
can't be
yeah,
shown
yeah, yeah,
on.
you're right
yeah.
because
That's
Bleach is
right.
the same
That is
way.
right. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, you're right because Bleach is exactly the same way. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
show up on anything else but Hulu.
Yep.
So yeah, I could definitely see that. And My Hero is the same way, which is
Mm-hmm.
weird because they share it with Crunchyroll because it's on
Exactly.
Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, Crunchyroll is owned by Sony, and Sony's been having
Mm-hmm.
these deals left and right with Disney anyway. So
Yep.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess
Mm-hmm.
it makes a lot more. But it's on Netflix now too. So maybe they're just like
It's
keeping
slow.
it.
It's slowly branching to others at the
Yeah.
moment, but I
Yeah,
think,
Yeah.
but I think it's just going to be coming like very late, which we
yeah.
don't
So
know
like a
when
timed exclusive.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
So
unfortunate.
it
That's
really is.
I guess that's another reason that pushes like why people still have cable is beyond me because even now like the shows that you get are not even like most of them are not new necessarily at that point you
Yeah.
know I hate to be the kid or whoever to be like yo I just saw this show it just aired on Toonami, you know what I'm saying, My Hero going crazy, but everybody else like
Really,
bro, you
bro?
late.
You
You
late. You
look.
way
You know
late to the
what?
We're
party.
You know
almost
what?
done.
Like
Yeah, we're almost done.
for us, we like the people. We like the Japanese, and you like the Americans, bro. You missed it by 5 years. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
Right,
man.
right.
Way behind the curve, my guy.
saying?
Jeez, my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's funny too. Side note, I hate throw all this off, but it's
Oh,
funny
you
too
good?
because my brother is that way actually. Like he's my younger brother. I'll go over to the house every now and then, and he'd be like, "Hey,
Uh
hey, bro, you seen such and such show?" And I'm like,
Which that blows me because it's like how y'all right there and y'all talk like all the time. Like what?
"Yeah."
Like
He'd be like, "I just
that.
watched this. I just watched this cool show that's called blah blah blah," and I'd be like,
And he's younger than us. So it's like, how do you not? How do you
"Ah,
not catch that before we did? Like you supposed to
yeah,
put us on. Like
yeah, you missed
Exactly.
that."
And it's funny because like certain people I talk to is like whether it's like younger generation or older it's like younger or older generation doesn't matter which one or any other spectrum. It's just the fact of like when they basically tell us like, oh, have you seen this? I'm like, okay, like
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm this far away. I'm already reading the mangas. I'm already this far ahead. Like,
Hmm.
where you coming from, man? What's up? It's like I'm way ahead.
Same thing with One Punch Man. I'll be honest with you. I slept on that for the longest time. I think we may even been uh I don't know. It was a while. It was a while ago. But I know that my friends had already watched it and they're like, "Yo, you gotta watch One Punch Man." Now I tell you what, if it's not Trey Vito, if it's not my brother Brendan, don't come to me. Well, now you know though too, but don't come to me and be like, "Yo, you gotta watch this," because most of the time I'm gonna be like, "I ain't watching that." Like, because
Mm-hmm.
if you
Mhm.
hyping it, then everybody else hyping it, and I'm like Vito. Like, I don't like to be in the trying to watch
spoiled.
the most popular. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
or
I'm
jumping
watching. I'm
on the
watching off the wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
jumping on the bandwagon type stuff. Like, I
Exactly.
don't I
And
I
that
don't do that.
yeah,
So
that's what I am with my anime. It's like I said again. It's usually those things where it's gotta be something that catches my attention to make me watch it. Really catch my attention, especially if it's something really off the wall. I mean, like, all right, what now? You probably might keep my interest. Okay, I'm good with this. Let's roll with it.
Yep.
So yeah. So all right. Another news, which I'm a little.
Oh, real quick. Speaking of Sandstorm, you said you caught up with Astoria?
Sword and Wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished the last episode yesterday or the day before. Yeah, that was tight.
It's literally like, as I watch it, like, I know a lot of people say Mashle, but it's literally Black Clover.
It's more Black Clover than it is Mashle, to be honest.
Oh, you guys finally watched it?
Yeah, it's like, I get it. Like, by premise, it is Mashle, but outside of that, it's like
it's Black Clover.
It's definitely a lot more Black Clover than anything.
So I appreciate how it is. It's basically got to set up for season 2.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
They
can do away with certain stuff, but it's
true.
All right.
Yeah. True. If it came on again, I'd watch it.
Yeah. I mean, it piqued my interest. Like, when I first seen it, I was just like, okay. Especially Brody just went in and, like, started destroying stuff. Like, especially fighting that teacher was the biggest surprise to me. When it first got I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, he was not playing around. I was like, dang, you actually gonna fight the teacher though.
Yep.
And then and did it. But I also think it was funny when Boy was doing the clones and he was I'm a G, and he was like, yeah, but he was like, I done caught up to her, and he was like, yeah, but she was doing that like at 2 years old. He was like, what?
Exactly. That was the part that shocked me. I was like, what?
He was like, your clones, they got the steam like coming off of their feet and stuff like that. That's how I know it's you. Like how you know all this? I've been studying magic since I was a kid. Like and stuff.
It was funny because he was like, I can hear my man's voice. You know who I'm talking about, Vito?
Who?
Like the dude who do all the videos. Like after he said,
"Oh yeah."
In my head, he was like, "And you're done." What? I'm like, he going off.
Oh my god!
The sword slice fit form.
Oh man!
Nordic, come here.
Oh, stupid.
Kaput!
Oh, stupid.
Yo, it's a whole vibe, man. It's a whole vibe.
For real.
It's a whole vibe.
For real. Have I tagged you in some of this stuff, Noto? I swear.
I don't think so. I don't think you haven't tagged me in a while. I was like, usually be tagging me or something. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. No, I'm about to tag you in some of those because this dude is hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Man.
I'm trying to remember his name though. What?
I have him on. Oh, I don't have him on this one. Yeah, I don't have him. Shout outs to whoever we talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to him.
I'll find him. He on here somewhere.
And the funny thing is, inevitably dope.
That's his name.
Yep, inevitably dope. That's his name.
Yeah, no, when you see like his little commentation, his little narration over these anime, like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Jeez, that's crazy. All right, so in other news, which I'm a little disappointed with this one because I kind of want to get into more of this series. So Disney Plus in Canada added 4 more Macross animes.
Okay.
Which I'm mad because this is one of those series that I kind of like want to get into. And I mean seriously, especially like I wanted to know a little more of the story because I had a friend of mine who basically explained not a good portion of it, but I mean he kind of gave me like somewhat of the premise of the series. But I was like, all right, I'm curious. So basically, the 4 we're getting they're getting is basically Macross 7, Macross 0. And 2 of the super dimensional forces, Flashback 2012 and the Lovers Again. So they're giving them.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, that works.
Okay.
All right.
So
All
there's
right.
that. Okay, so we do have the scores so far for the animes that are out right now, and I'm only going to name just specific ones. So I'm only going to name a few. So we do have the scores for certain ones up to where we up to right now for like the first 2 episodes. So far, Ronin Kenshin for the second season has a 4.0 so far, which is surprising. But again, this is the Kyoto series, so
Right.
it's
That's where the hype comes in.
yeah, that's where it really comes in. Let's see. ReZero of the next season 4, ReZero's at 4.2. You have that one, which I know people have been waiting for that one, literally clear as day. Where's the other one? I think also there it is. MF Go season 2 is at 4.3.
Yay.
So it's getting there.
That's crazy. That
Yep.
we're only on episode.
We're on the second.
3.
Yeah, we're going on episode 3 this Sunday.
Yeah, that's
So,
interesting.
Yep.
They just started the race and everything, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yep.
That means the whole thing, 9 out of the 10 episodes is going to be about this race.
Pretty much. Shangri-La Frontier is at 4.1. And it's only the first episode. We're going to episode 2 of the second season.
Very nice.
Yeah, so like I said, there's some stuff that you get in there.
What about Bleach? Bleach just started
I'm
too.
getting there. Hold on.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'm still going through the
You're
list.
jumping the gun, Sandstorm.
I didn't mean to disrespect.
Yeah. So far the first 2 episodes of Rama 1/2 of the remake is actually at 4.2.
Okay.
And Bleach is actually at 4.2 as well.
Interesting.
Yep. And let's see, so far with how far we are in My Hero Academia is at 4.4. So
My hero has been doing some things.
oh yeah.
My hero, you do something to me.
Hmm. But here's the next one. So
All right,
here's
Drake.
another one. Yeah. And then also Dragon Ball Daima is at 4.2 with the first episode.
I still not watched the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until it's 3 episodes in so I can like really. I don't want to just go off of one because especially something that I'm on the fence about.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I'm just waiting on that mini Vegeta to pop up on the game.
Yep. Right now, the only reason I watched the first episode was because I want to know how they're setting this up. That's the only how they're setting up the story, and that's all it was. That's all I need to know.
Was it
Now-
a good setup?
Hey, real quick question: wasn't this supposed to be on Netflix?
It's on net. I haven't looked to see if it's on Netflix, but it's supposed to be.
I know
didn't
it's
see it on mine.
Crunchyroll.
I didn't see it on.
I
I
saw-
see it
it's
on
on-
Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
on-
never
think
saw it
it's
on
Hulu
Netflix.
too.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to
I
look
mean,
on.
and here's the
Netflix.
thing: like Netflix, it advertises, it shows it, but I didn't. It don't show it. Like I don't know where it's at. Like I keep trying to. I type it in the search, and it's like it don't pop up. But I saw where it was like, yeah, Dragon Ball Daima coming. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, all right,
Let me
what
see.
are y'all showing like a live show real quick, and then it's disappeared the next day or something?
Let me check. Let me check right now. I'm gonna look into it. Let's see if it's under. Make sure I'm what. Let's see. Let's find out.
yeah, I was doing the same thing.
Let's see. Nope, there it is. Yep, 2 episodes in. It's here. Yeah, first 2 episodes right here.
On Netflix?
On Netflix. Yep.
They must have did something to your account.
Some.
Yeah. Yep, it's right here.
Because I didn't see it. I was like, I typed it in. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, I literally typed in Dragon and literally Diamond was like the first thing popped up. I was like, oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
we're good.
mine showed up too.
Yeah, we're good. Yep.
Let's
Alright.
see. Okay. Dragon Ball. Okay. Gundam popped up. Okay.
Alright.
Is that out today?
The second episode? Yes.
No, Gundam.
Oh, which one?
The one that's on Netflix.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
What's the new one?
The one that was like
it's out today.
with the like the new art style.
Yeah, like the
Oh,
3D
yeah.
joint.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
on there today.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I just saw that in the news earlier. I was gonna bring up, but there was something else I was gonna bring. It's somewhere at the top.
Okay, here's the thing. So it's not available, that second episode
Not till the
of
25th.
Diamond, until the 25th. So Crunchyroll and Hulu are airing it first. So
That's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
So you wait the week next. You know what I'm saying?
So they got the
So-
rights to commercialize it or put the commercials out, but not the rights to air it first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what happened. So I was looking for it, but it's doing that crazy. So basically, technically, that first episode came out today.
On Netflix. But for anyone who has Crunchyroll or anything else,
It's already out. Yeah.
We're on the second episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot they do stuff like that. They're usually always going to be like behind, like certain streaming platforms are always going to have stuff like behind a week or something.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that, and I forgot Netflix was one of them. All right, so for the final news I have, this is going to kind of go into a little bit more into Gundam and stuff, because there's some stuff I want to bring up, which is actually interesting. Let's see. Hazuki Miku to headline Gundam Metaverse concert.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much she's not going to be transforming to a Gundam, but it's just for the concert for Gundam and stuff like that, for the metaverse of it. So there's some stuff going on. But again, when you have Miku in the process of things, it becomes her is literally alone as always. We gotta go see her. We need all our merchandise, all the stuff like that. So yeah. So let's see. Bandai Namco's announcement is 15 billion yen, around 100, about 130 million at this time, invested into the Gundam Metaverse project.
Dang.
I was like, holy shit. So let's see. This doesn't mean that the project is on hiatus, as it is the third limited time opening. It's scheduled early December. The headline of the event is none other than the Vocaloid star Hazuki Miku. I was like, So, just a big old project, and there's a poster and everything, with the Gundam behind her and everything.
Nice.
So, which is pretty interesting. So, that's what I got. So that's what I got for the news. So now we're gonna go into a little bit more go into more of the topic at hand. This is just not about Gundams. We're just gonna be just talking about mechs here. So like I said, as we did our icebreaker, there's been some animes that's been popping up lately. We have some new stuff. Stuff that's everybody has been trying to keep eyes on. There is how do you guys feel about like other mechs like Evangelion, and I'm trying to think of some things like Macross, Evangelion, and I can't think of a few. There's a few other in my name. I just can't think of in my head. So how do you guys feel about those animes so far? Like, if you ever seen them?
I don't watch them. Like I'm be completely honest. I don't watch them just because it got to interest me. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get interested from the trailer. Or something like that, or maybe the first episode. Well, first episodes are always going to be dry. Even Gundams, like their first episodes are dry. Besides Wing was like, what's going on in this? But it's like a mystery, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like for the most part, like I see them, I look at them on like I'll go ahead and like, you know what I'm saying, click on to see what it is. I'll YouTube if there's no trailer or something like that. And I'll see what's going on. I want to see some action scenes or something like that. And if I feel like it's worth my time and stuff like that, I'll check it out for a hot minute. But I can't say that any mech anime has caught my attention. So, you know what's crazy? Some of the new Gundams don't catch my attention. You know what I'm saying? So
it makes sense in a way.
So it's like it's more like, okay, when Gundam. There's a line of drama and backstory that they don't drag out as long that some of the newer ones kind of do, just based off of the new style of anime. So if that makes any sense, of storytelling and stuff, if that makes any sense, like a lot more story is going down than it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I kind of get lost. So if you're not really like kind of, you know what I'm saying, keeping me entertained with a little, you know what I'm saying, like okay, prime example, Aquaman movie, right?
yeah,
Like it was action packed, back to back to back. And why was that? Because when it got to the points where it was like the yeah, let's find the clues and let's do this and the ushy gushy love song like
yeah.
movies or love scenes or whatever. Next, you know, it'll get interrupted with a big blast, like "pow!" And you be like, "Oh snap!" And now they
Yeah.
got to run for a minute, and you know what I'm saying, get into it, and then it settles down. Now they back into it like a little discussion, and boom, like it just keeps going, and that's what actual like Gundam was for me. Like watching Wing back in the day, it was nigga, boom, and you
Yeah.
like, "Oh snap, what's going on?" Boom, like
I love
it's
it.
keep, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these animes don't do that for me, and a lot of those mech animes are kind of in that trend as well right now. But I can't say I'm not interested in them. It's just some of the ones I've seen so far. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like hit or miss for me. You know what I'm saying?
Which makes sense. Which actually completely makes sense. I mean, that's kind of like with certain like with Gundam, like some of the Gundam series for me is like, I think the one I was struggling was what was that? I think it's called the Iron Blood one. Iron Blood was actually a bit of a struggle because I was trying to like get an idea what's going on, like how the story, and it's just like it was very weird for me because I couldn't really kind of grasp on it. Like I said, I'm the same way with you, Vito. It's like, you know, I like something with a little bit of like story and then like make something happen with story. But I mean, there are certain things. I mean, but again, I'm always like to look at anime from other perspectives, like the romance section and everything else. Because I'm always watching every single genre, from like drama to action to comedy, different things like that. So like the eighth MF Go. I mean the eighth. Yeah, no, the MF. No, it's not MF. I'm saying the wrong lyrics. The eighth Ghost or not Ghost or what is this freaking called? Hold on, I can't think of the name. I know it's like it's. I know it's like no, the eighth team. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was one of them because it was like telling the story from a different perspective. Like basically from the enemy's perspective, where basically it had like that love story whatsoever, but it's like you're kind of looking at it from a totally different perspective. There was that one. Like I can say definitely half of Gundam C was super dry and annoying because it gave me that vibe of like because Kirito was always like, and I hate to say this, like with Shinji, I'll just say Shinji instantly because if you don't know who Shinji is the character from the main mech for Evangelion. Pretty much, he was, when I say the whiny, yeah, he was very whiny, and that was just based on like, am I watching Gundam or am I watching Evangelion? But once the second half came into play, then that's when it started picking up, and then things start to make sense. So I literally tolerate the whininess, but it's like until I saw how everything happened from halfway to the end, I was like, I'm just gonna watch this half. This is the half I'm gonna watch. I don't want to deal with the whininess. I'm done with this. So like yeah, like see, this also does that, and I know the Destiny kind of try to do the exact same thing as well. It's weird. Yeah. There was those. What was the other Gundam I'm thinking of? I think the only one that's getting the pass for me is going to be the new one, The Witch of Mercury, because it's totally different. Because like I think I said before, I like The Witch of Mercury because of the fact of like we're seeing it from a female perspective.
Yeah, and the Witch of Mercury started off actually pretty nice.
Yeah, especially the prequel.
Yeah,
Because because the prequel was like, I think, was it like an hour long? I think it was. And it's like we got a bit of a backstory, but it was a perfect backstory before we get into it because we get to learn like everything that's going on, how everything sets up.
yeah.
So that was also one of the things I did liked about The Witch of Mercury, which I again never got to finish, which I need to do because this makes me mad. Then we have like some other Gundams like Turn of Gundam. There's one like a card game or something. I was like, what the heck is this? Like yeah, they literally had like so many different ones. But I mean,
Hey, how y'all feel about SD?
Never liked it.
Yeah, it was
I,
hard. It was hard for me to get into.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't like when you babyfy stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's not a problem when you do it with like Dragon Ball Z,
Mhm.
because like it just like it's the whole human thing and it fits. And even when they did it with like GT, like
Mhm.
Goku's power level, he couldn't put output the same power. But like with Gundams and like, oh, we little Gundams, but we still
And he
Mhm.
move
talking.
around. And
And he
yeah,
talking.
it's
Yeah.
like, nah, you didn't took me way out. Nah.
Exactly. I mean, the only time I dealt with that little situation, I think because I was playing. Oh, what is that game? It's like how like all these different mechs in like one. It's like an RPG game. There's like it's like a strategy RPG and had all these different mechs, and pretty much you had every single Gundam, like from Gundam Wing to Mobile Suit Gundam to like G Gundam. You had everybody in there, including the SD Gundams were in there. I was like, that was the only time I dealt with it because of the fact of like I was into like the whole strategy situation, but I like the Gundam series, which was pretty much I didn't care. So it, but then you also had like other mechs like Evangelion and stuff added into like as special guests and stuff. But that was the only time I dealt with it. But like SD Gundam as itself, it was hard for me. It was hard for me to swallow that one. Really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pause.
Uh,
Yeah. Pause.
I
Pause.
would say for me, I don't. I'm kind of like Vito. There's not too many mech
Uh,
stuff that I really get into like that. Can you not hear
okay.
me?
Yeah,
No, we
no.
heard.
Okay. Yeah, there's not too many mech stuff that I really get into like that. It's it's weird because like I'll look at some of those mechs and I'll be like, dang, like those designs are kind of dope though. Like I wonder how they gonna make them look. Even like uh the I can't even pronounce it. Vangelion, like that, like him having the surfboard and all that. Like I'm like, yo, that's kind of dope. Like I think that's a dope idea. But the thing is like you got to catch me on the first episode. Like if you don't catch me on the first episode, then it's a miss. There's the gas. Um,
Oh, there you go. There you
Yep.
go.
He just woke up.
so for me, it's like I'm just taking all the way out when you don't really like throw what I really need. I would say that actually, to be honest with you, the last mech show before which that I watched was actually Gurren Lagann, and that's probably one of my
Ooh.
favorites of all time, like
Yes.
top tier.
Yep.
Um, and but like ever since then, like it's just kind of a miss for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think mine. I wouldn't say this one be a top tier, but I think one that kind of threw me off guard, and I literally was like, because I think I was watching. I forgot. I was watching something like at late at night. I was like, and I forgot it was like, no, it was like G4 TV, and it was like they had anime on there one time, and I was like, what the heck? And then they show a show called Gengar,
mm,
and I was like, "What is this?" And it was actually it was a very interesting anime. It really was, and it caught my attention very well because how it was like the storytelling was one thing, but it was just more of like, okay, like each person had their own like this cube that turns into a mech, and literally they had this mech follow them the whole entire time, or just hide them. And each person had their own purpose. Like they try to be superheroes whatsoever, but it's like they don't get into this. They don't get into them. They're like basically like sit on the side of them whatsoever, and
hmm
each person had their own like I guess super. I guess they're trying to be like superheroes, but just use them for specific reasons. But I guess like when you get to the end of it, it kind of like explains a little more to like what they really are, and it's like it's. I think it's more the story of finding out what they really are and what these blocks were for, because it was a very very interesting story. So like it. As like, but I'm like on the same page as you, Sensor, that Gurren Lagann definitely is number one top tier on the list, hands
yeah,
down. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie, but I mean, Gengar was definitely one that kind of like surprised me in a way that's like I wasn't expecting
hmm
because it was just like I'm curious about this. I'm curious about this anime. It's intrigued me. Let me watch this a little bit and keep going. But then, like I said, once I saw the ending, I was like, okay, this actually was pretty good. Surprising for like storytelling and everything else. But I mean, I do have my mechs. I do have my good ones. And I do have my bad ones. It's just again, it's like right now. I know we have because what is that? I think we have this new one that's out, and so I'm trying to do this while holding our special guest here, looking like
Mm-hmm.
he's looking like what? What's up?
He was looking like that, like,
Yeah,
what's
what's
good,
up?
Papa?
What's up, buddy? Yeah. Let me see where's that. I just had it on my list. I think I have that. Cool, perfect. I think I'm supposed to be coming out. Oh yeah. Yeah, this new one called Mecha basically is a or basically called Mechanical Arms basically. So we have a new kind of like mech anime, but it's kind of like the only reason I said the whole thing with Gengar because this kind of gives me that vibe from it because again, like I said, they basically found this cube, pretty much turns into a mech. This one's it's almost about the same thing, but just not like big tall mech. It's just like these are like different like what's the word I'm looking for like actual weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually talk and everything too. So it's kind of like I'm just watched the first episode. And I was like, okay, this looks interesting, but let's see how far it goes. So, I want to.
So I got a question for y'all.
Go.
So, what was y'all first mech anime? Period. Like you said, what was our first Gundam, but what was
Yeah.
y'all first mech in specific?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll go. Mine's would have to be Robotech.
Yeah.
Robotech.
Ooh.
Robotech.
Yeah.
Yep. Robotech was the one that basically said like next to like because like we got Transformers and everything else, but I mean as like anime, like true anime, I think Robotech is definitely one because and it's you're gonna be surprised because like they're not like they're mechs, but it's like they transform into like actual like fighter planes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they also can turn into like mechs as well. So it's one of those series like it's not it's hard. It's so many episodes. I mean, it's not like it's so many episodes, but it's not as many episodes as like One Piece and Detective Conan. It's not that far like episodes, but I mean it has their their stuff. That's why I said like the whole thing with Macross. Macross is one of those things like I have wanted to get into. I have not gotten a chance to get into. I heard good things about it, and I want to give it a chance. So it's one of those things. But yeah, Robotech is definitely number one on my list.
Yeah, Robotech. I can't even hold you up. I can't even pick nothing over that. Robotech is that deal right there.
So wait, Sansom, that was your first, like your very first?
Yeah, as far as I can remember, that was my first experience with like mechs and stuff like that. Them riding around on the bike, and the bike transform into, and they just,
Yep.
and then they just run out, and just,
Yep.
So, well, no, I guess that's not right. I guess it would be Transformers over that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, then yeah, it would be Robotech.
Yeah, mine Voltron actually.
Yeah, I forgot about Voltron.
Mine was Voltron, and that was simply fact because we were introduced to mechs in live action form with Super Sentai. So you know what I'm saying, like even with that, I mean Mecha Godzilla. To be honest, it might be Mecha Godzilla. To be honest, it literally might be Mecha Godzilla. That might have been my introduction to actual mechs. You know what I'm saying, and knowing what a mech is because the name mech. I didn't know what that was until Mecha Godzilla. So I just thought they were big robots or Zords because of the English Power Ranger stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it would definitely have as far as anime form though. It definitely would have been Voltron.
Yeah. Shout out to Zords, man. Zoids, man. Shout out to
Zoids.
Oh, Zoids. Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot about Zoids.
Zoids. Zoids.
Yeah, but like
that dude had that white tiger Zoid.
Yeah, Liger.
And it used to have a little connection thing, like it had the blue joint, and it had
Panzer, Jaeger, and Schneider. I remember.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, hop in that Jaeger and be like, the speedy boy, he be out of there.
Oh man, shoot. Like what was it like? Because it was like I remember two of them. I know it was there was Zoid. I mean, yeah, there was Zoids, and there was another one. I can't remember. It was there's another one. There's like two specific ones I remember. Because I remember one was like a competition, the other one was like the actual story.
Oh yeah, the actual story was Zoids, And then the Zoids competition one was Zoids New Century.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, when they brung it to Toonami, Toonami, it was actually called something different. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
With Voltron, right? Did y'all ever know that there was another Voltron?
Like a new Voltron?
No. Another Voltron.
Oh.
I feel like
And I want to say, for me, in my mind, when I'm looking at it, it kind of makes me wonder: did Super Sentai for the Turbo series, did they take that Voltron and make it into a live action version? So
maybe.
So if you look at the other Voltron, the other Voltron was cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was wondering myself, I'm like, okay, so then it made me wonder, like, damn, when did Transformers come out? Because then it started making me think, like, okay, did Transformers kind of make this trend where they influence, you know what I'm saying, some Japanese culture stuff, or like what's going on here? Like, you know what I mean? Because I think what Transformers is us, right? That's American.
Yeah, that's American.
Yeah.
So, like, did we influence that particular, like, at least wave or that trend? You know what I'm saying? Of having, like, our vehicles transform into a mech, a big giant mech.
I don't know.
I think it was them first because they had like Bigelow Max.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, that was a thing in itself. So, but yeah, I mean,
It was an interesting time. I mean, the
Yeah.
80s was definitely, like, late, 79 and 80.
yeah.
Those were definitely a pivotal time. Like, we start really got, like, I guess in the eyes of people in the 80s, it really started getting very futuristic at the time. So,
Yes.
you know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? Especially in Japan, you know what I'm saying? They've always
yeah.
been decades ahead. So, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they always been one to try to like build Gundams and stuff in Japan. And like, and it's funny.
Yeah,
And
I mean
then
they got that giant. Oh, they tore that down now. I don't think it's there anymore.
Oh, it's gone? The Gundam?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore. I think this was the last year.
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna hang on to that for a little bit longer, unless they're actually thinking about rebuilding a new one. I
They'll probably put it. They'll probably put up something new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somewhere else. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because I remember I saw something like someone built like a no, I think it was like the Transformer car or something. Like they built like a live action Transformer car. I was like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw, I was like, yo, what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm.
So it was really dope. I remember that. But yeah. Speaking of those Zoids, yeah, it is the new century, or basically Zero is what it was called.
It's always zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Zoids. That's what I remember. It was Zoid Zero, but I remember
There's actually more. I think there's almost like 4 or 5 of them.
there's Zoids Fusers. Like, that's
Chaotic
just
Century.
Yeah.
And then New Century. And then
Yeah.
Fusers.
Yeah,
and
Fusers.
And then there's one where
Genesis.
Genesis. Yep. And I think
Yeah.
there's one more.
Let's see. Let me check. Prequel, alternate. Yeah, so the alternate is basically just Zoids itself, and then you have, there's Zero, Fusers, Genesis, and I think that's about it I see on my end.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like 4. Yeah, there's like 4, I guess we got.
I was gonna say there's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, I thought so
we
too.
had. Huh.
I thought it was too, so surprising. I'm just like crazy on that, so.
You know, one thing I appreciate about Zoids, they didn't transform it into a dang, you know what I'm saying, like an actual, like
a
human looking mech or whatever.
Yeah.
It kept it looking like the animal. Like, to me,
Exactly.
I love that factor. Like, don't do what everybody else do.
Or they didn't do it where, like, you know, have each person combine theirs so that you become one. So to be actually just as is, and I was like, which I agree, and that's one of the things I do appreciate, like certain with mechs is like having it stay to its original form and not change into something or combine with someone. Even though the fact that like it becomes stronger, it's just like you work as a team to do something to make it work, to just destroy something. It's like it's perfect versus let's just combine ourselves and just roll with it. I'm like
Yeah.
That's how you get a Tommy Oliver in your cockpit and knocking y'all up out of there.
Right. Hey, that was the coldest. That was the most gangsterous thing they could have ever done. I don't care if you were Red Ranger, Hero fan, Tomboy, anything. Like he came in there and whooped all of them inside their Zoid.
Yup.
It was looking crazy. Like my man came in and robbed the place. He was like, "What?"
Look, the back door opened up there.
You can do that?
What?
No one was
Drake?
Like
Drake?
Look, you know how they jumped up like let's go to the Zords, and then he jumped up with him like, yeah, here I go.
Yeah.
Open the door. Dog, they showed like you remember the animation, right? So they showed like Tommy inside, and he was in there tearing them up in the cockpit, everything blowing up, right? And so then, if you look, they have a glance of like the Zord on the outside and how it was looking. The head was like.
Right. He was getting whooped. Yo, hey, he looked like a black mama in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to whip?
Oh my god.
She beating the brakes off her kid and all the other kids. And I told you to stay on the car.
Hey, you know who got it the worst though when Tommy came in there?
I feel like it was Red Ranger.
Nah, it was the Pink Ranger first, but then it was the Blue Ranger because he was the one that got slapped around like and thrown.
Oh yeah.
Because like the Pink Ranger got up and he was like, gosh, she was, and then the Blue Ranger came up and was like, no, and then he the one that got like thrown all over the place.
Yo, this is so
that
funny.
Was
I have
crazy.
to go watch it right now.
Just to watch that episode, just all over, just seeing him get knocked around.
No, I just gotta watch the scene. Like this is cold. This is. Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Yeah, that is classic.
The whole Zord with one jump. It's so bad. He was rocking them while they was on the ground, and it was like, you know what? Forget that. We about to stomp this guy out. Where my car at? And he like, nah, G. Woo!
I'll follow you in the cockpit. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, that thing was crazy.
She was like, break yourself, fool. She came in there like that.
Oh my gosh, and like he folded them. This is crazy.
My thing is, how do you know where the door was?
Exactly.
He on
No, it was I'm sorry, it was the Yellow Ranger, not the Pink Ranger. The Pink Ranger got popped first. The Pink Ranger was, yeah, that was classic. That was classic.
That's insane.
Yellow Ranger, Trini the one that got popped first.
Jason was like, "You think you're so tough? Well, take me." He threw that dagger right at him. He folded. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
You see, look. You see where the head was like you know, on the outside. It was the head was.
Heck no.
He tore up that inside. They got the falling out. Oh. Then he come out like, yeah, I did that. But
then it comes out like, y'all, I messed y'all up real bad.
Bro,
like
the head of that's what cracks me up. It's like he jumped up in there and the head of the Zord was sparks coming off, and I'm like, he in there tearing them up.
He folded these cats.
Exactly.
It was a game. My bad. Go ahead. We got off tangent, but that was
you fine. You fine.
That was crazy.
That was the most.
Look, in the spirit of our mech fights, that was the craziest mech fight ever. Besides when Tommy had Trent, like he got big and started messing up the Zord himself.
Yep.
But when Rita had made him like grow and he didn't even have the Dragon Zord yet.
Yep.
He got he got big. Yo, see, yo, and he was tearing that Zord up.
Man,
they didn't know what to do at that point.
You know, it's crazy. What makes this whole thing worse It's the fact that they gave you the whole cutscene of putting together
Yo,
the Megazord only to get whooped. Like, no, why y'all do that to them?
Let's put it together, guys. But my thing is, why did they go into the Zord and they was fighting them on foot
They
first?
couldn't handle
yeah.
it. They couldn't
Like that
handle
thing
it.
is crazy.
They got too scared, man. That's what it was. They got too scared. It's like, nah, we're just gonna stomp them in that. Nah.
They couldn't handle it.
They can
Jump off.
They can handle the green rain. They can handle them. Yeah, buddy.
What's
That's
crazy
wild,
is
bro.
look, they look up like when they saw Tommy jump, they
Wow.
is he coming in here?
It's like, wait.
And what's crazy is the funniest version is the Super Sentai version. I swear, like once y'all see that, it is the most funniest. And matter of fact, the funniest Super Sentai moment or most serious Sentai moment was the White Ranger. And their whole little like Sentai situation is a lot different. So it wasn't the power of the Mighty Morphins like we know it, right?
Yeah.
It was another
Name.
another group of group of dudes that like we didn't even get their suits. Like that's how different it was. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever thought like, oh snap, like the White Ranger don't really match with their theme. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on
he
with
wasn't
him?
really actually part of that, was he?
Nah, because the Zords weren't either. You know what I'm saying? So like, but once you see the origin of that one, it was a kid, right? That was the first time they ever did the Kid Ranger thing, right? And he's like an evil emperor or something like that or something, and he got reincarnated, right? His scenes, like they could not bring over here to America because they would like the Sixth Ranger is the menace of every single Super Sentai, you know.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is the menace. Like he always starts off evil, and then he gets transformed into the team or whatever, and then he becomes a leader of the team or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's way much more crazier with the Super Sentai version than our version because that was classic, but their stuff is like we didn't even get and they cussing too, so you know.
Yeah, exactly.
so it's like, oh, he said that.
Yeah, we got the cussing. Like, yeah, in Japan we get the cussing and the blood and the blood. I'm like,
and
dang.
somebody actually died. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
yeah, it's like we
they ain't coming back.
get the rawness of it. And I'm like, that's why I love the Japan versions of like the Super Sentais.
Yeah.
They really go in.
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I think I saw both versions, the American and the Japanese version of SPD, and I prefer the American version over the Japanese one. SPD's Japanese is actually kind of funny, but the American one is actually more serious and understanding. So it's like it really catches your attention from start to finish. So I was like,
hey, quick question. So I know I'm doing all the questions now, like this is video. So, if they were to make a new live action, like Mech, what would be the first one would you want to see? Not, you know what I'm saying, like of course, Transformers, because of Transformers.
Yeah.
If they do a live action Mech situation and Pacific Rim, if they do a live action Mech thing, what would you want to see done right? You know what I'm saying? Like that you think will be like a big successful hit here.
Man, I'm back on Robotech. I think it's the easiest because it's so close to Well, now that I say that, now I want to take that back because it is way too close to Transformers. They're like, oh, this is the Transformer clone.
Yeah, they would have called it a knockoff.
Nah, it ain't that. Yeah, I retract my statement.
I'm like if I had to choose, I think there would be two I can think in my head that I'd rather see if they were doing like mechs. I mean, it's usually the Gundam ones. I would like if done correctly, and I mean these two Pacific, I would definitely say Gundam Wing definitely, like specifically, and they had to do it specifically correct, and also I say the Witch of Mercury. Because I would like to see this, just because story alone for Witch of Mercury is actually interesting. Again, it's a female lead this time, but as like seriously all the way through, it's definitely Gundam Wing. I like to see it as a live action, but it has to be done really correctly.
Yeah, I agree
So
with that.
outside of Gundam, what would that be? Especially
I,
since y'all seen more mech than
um,
me. Besides Robotech, of course.
I would say Zoids.
Oh, that would be a dope
Oh,
one.
I
Yeah,
would say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Zoids.
okay.
Zoids, and I'm not, and I wouldn't even be picky about which one. It could be any of them. It could be the zero one or or the original Zoids. It could be either of the two.
Right.
I think it would be. Oh, that's actually kind of tough. Because like for us in America, we actually got the Liger Zero Zoids, like
Mm-hmm.
the arena one before we got the the original one
The original
Yeah.
Liker.
with the war.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I I almost want to say that you probably want to do it that way with live action too. Um, only because only because I think with the series, when you're talking about the like the war and all that other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard. You more so want them to gravitate towards like the Zoids themselves, right? Like
Yes.
everybody's gonna gravitate towards like who they like as a character, but the characters aren't really the point of the show. Is more so the mechs and like the weapons they have, like all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So you wanna kind of have a face before you wanna bring out like all these other pieces. Like, oh, this actually came from a war that they had. You know what I mean? So like to have it as like you walk in, this is your arena, like Liger is your Pikachu, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like this is who y'all gonna gravitate towards. Oh, we can do all these things. Like, dang, this is actually kind of dope. I like this thing, but like I want to see more dope things. That's when you bring them the war side. Like, oh, like okay, so this is before Liger Zero, but you got the Shield Liger. You got the Blade, which eventually evolves into the Blade Liger.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you can the Berserk Fuhrer. Like all of those pieces, and being like, okay, so dang, so they not only are there like mechs, but these things can they're like kind of halfway organic. You know what I mean? Like they have a mind of their own more or less, and they can grow. So like I like this one. The elephants don't, like that's what you want. But I think if you were going to do Zoids, you have to do the arena stuff first. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
I
The
agree.
battles and all of
Yeah.
that before you get into
The other
the
one.
war pieces. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Right.
I agree because with the whole point of the tournaments, it's a lot easier to do the tournaments because it's just like we can find any movies or anything else that has something to do with tournaments, but
Yeah.
it's make sure like getting them like exactly correct, like getting the mechs actually correct as what they are compared to
Yeah.
if you do the actual story as Zoids itself. It makes it like you really have to be on your p's and q's with that one compared to
Yeah.
really, buddy.
Yeah.
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 Really, you really have to try that.
Yeah. Honestly, I would want to say I would want a G Gundam as a
Oh,
live action.
that's a good one.
But Zoids definitely, I feel like will be the book for me a safer bet with that. You know what I'm saying? The concept is very, it can be grasped over here in America, which it was,
Yeah.
but it can be grasped even more now. So with the younger generations, they can grasp it a little better than expected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think too, if you're talking about Gundam too, I think G Gundam works really well, but I think it's another one of those just like Zoids. You got to introduce a level of interaction with the mobile suits before, and like with G Gundam, right? Like you have your character and stuff, and like eventually it moves into the whole tournament stuff and all that other stuff, which is great. But like the thing about G Gundam that really kind of separated itself from Wing is that they were like moving in the suits. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right. Right.
And that one kind of is a little close to Pacific Rim, but I think you can separate it well enough to be like, okay, these two are two different things. But those Gundams are more mobile, all puns intended, than the Gundam Wing Gundams because they're using sticks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
In the
yeah,
Gundam Wings. So it's like, okay, this is not so far out where I can't actually like see this happening in the future. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Cause like the thing I'm thinking is like, okay, you're sitting in the cockpit, with our Gundams, and you're
mm-hmm,
doing like this and then the third, and they're controlling the arms, and it's
mm-hmm,
kind of like hard to really kind of like picture that.
Mm-hmm.
Except when you have like a person in a suit or something like that inside of it moving around the same way, it's like you can literally like I can see that's nice. I like how that's going. And I
mm-hmm.
thought Pacific Rim would have been like, which I think is a prototype because they had the what I'm saying, like they had the big clunky stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you had to attach to your brain and all this other stuff. You had to go in depth, and G Gun, the only thing you had to do was just sit there and that suit come on you, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, you get your little attachments on your arms, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like I think the concept can get the pill can be swallowed better. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I think now, especially since we had a specific Pacific
Right.
rim or whatever.
Yeah.
But I really feel like what I'm saying, like the as far as like the cockpit situation with the mechs or whatever, like we're used to, Azoids will go better with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because they're all kind of reminiscent of a like an airplane. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Like
So
you can look at it as like being in a vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It makes more sense at that point. Like
yeah.
you're
It's,
not
it's a
controlling
lot
this
easier to
humanoid.
grasp.
Yeah, because I
Yep.
always thought of myself. I'm like, in Gundam Wing, you see, yeah, and, they doing
Yeah.
all like this,
Yeah.
but you see the Gundam, they,
Yeah. With the hands and all that. Yeah. Like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
where's that coming from?
yeah, exactly. I was like, so he did that. That made him art. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So,
We're pulling back and forth on them pod racer controls. You know what I'm saying? Feet pedals going crazy right now.
and that see, what's crazy? That's why I didn't understand what Power Rangers. I'm like, they was in the cockpit, and they making the Zord, you know what I'm saying, do what it
Yeah.
do and all that. Same thing with Voltron. I'm like, I don't. I guess
It's
I can't
five of
question it.
y'all. Yeah,
You know what
it's
I'm
five
saying?
of y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's 5 of y'all in there, and y'all turning and doing this. I'm like, okay, now it's starting to make sense because you be like, yeah, Green Ranger got the legs and da da da. So you know what I'm saying, but it still didn't make sense. And then when I seen Gene Gundam, I was like, that's how you do it. That's
yep,
exactly how you do it, right
yep.
there.
Because that made the most, and it was dope too. Because they like, man, I watching that made me realize I didn't want to be a Gundam pilot. At least not like that. Like I didn't want to be that. They get
Yeah.
in and put on the uni suit, and my man's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
like,
yeah,
no,
like he
no,
getting
no.
wrapped up in the suit, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that looks
And
like
it
so
hurt.
hard.
And
Like,
it hurt.
golly, who want to do that?
And it
Yeah.
yeah. And then after a while he just got, fluid with it, but he still was struggling at what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
you gotta
Jeez.
like,
oh,
nah, bro,
somebody
that
didn't
hurt.
finish your work.
Yeah, exactly.
Like here's the question. How you get it off?
It so as it comes up, that piece goes to the top. You know why he's fighting and all that. But then when
Mm-hmm.
he's done, it like just
Melt. They like
yeah
melts off or
rebels
something.
down. Like
Yeah.
that ring comes down and it takes off the suit. They only
But
showed
look,
it.
it hurt though going on.
Yeah.
And he's struggling, get this
Yeah.
going and like So is it the same? Like
No, when it comes off,
It should be a lot.
no,
It should be a lot
pause.
easier.
Yeah, it's almost like no homo, but it's almost like it's like watching when they have those like those latex, those super late tight latex like type,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the weird, Voldo, Soul Calibur type stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that don't look
Uh,
like that's comfortable in any kind of way. And to be honest with you, I really assumed all the and all that came from his to be honest with you, with his balls. Like them boys,
It probably
them
was
Yeah.
because it
boys is
hurt.
tight. Like,
Cause like it's going all up in it. Pause. It's going all up in you. You know, it's like oh,
Okay.
Slow it down,
Yeah.
slow it down.
I've been always wondering that the whole entire time. Like, why are y'all making like back then? I was just trying to figure like, why y'all making all that noise for some reason? Like, is it that
Makes
bad?
sense. Yeah,
But
it makes sense now.
yeah, but it makes sense now. So,
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
Charles, my head.
Oh,
That's why, like with Pacific Rim, if you look at their little suits and stuff, you don't see them put them on.
No, they just already on.
They
Yeah.
already on. So I'm like, hey, this gonna be one of them situations where y'all ain't gonna see me put this thing on. Y'all ain't gonna see me go through the whole little.
exactly.
Nah, y'all ain't finna see me do all that.
Yeah.
So here's another question, real quick.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
I'm
you
hitting y'all
good.
with it, but as far as a crossover anime, like say that you have like your mech anime, what mech anime do you want to see crossover with another anime that could, you know what I'm saying, support it? You know what I'm saying? Like what would be a good anime that would be like a cool crossover or an addition or something like that?
The only anime I can think of with a nice, that's gonna be a tough one. I mean, I can think of one, but I feel like there's more than one I can think of. The only one that sticks to me very quickly, and I mean reason being, is because we have the game, we have an anime, we already have 2 seasons of it. I say using the near anime as a crossover with one, either a Gundam or anything with something. I can't think of like anything, either a Gundam or anything like that. So I know definitely like near with a crossover with one of the Gundams would be perfectly fine in my head. I don't know which one, or it could be even Zoids. I mean, that's another one. So it can go and bounce around. With near, it makes sense because you're dealing with a bunch of mechs and like dealing with like robots and stuff like that. So that's why near is very easy to do, especially since the characters are, androids. So it makes sense. But as like that can work out very easily. But as like crossovers and stuff, I would like to see. Let me see. If I really had to pick a crossover, I would say that's hard to choose from. It's hard to choose from any of the Gundams to be the crossover with the Zoids. It's hard to. It's very hard. Like Zoids is totally like a very easy candidate to pick, but to pick a crossover with that is very hard to choose from. I mean, it's very hard to choose. So,
I actually think the easiest one to cross over, and you can go either or with this, and it actually still works. To be honest with you, I'm trying to think if Gundam itself had them in it, but the easiest crossover to me for anything is Robotech. To be honest with you, Robotech and Zoids works if you're talking about a
yeah,
war, or Robotech and Gundam, it
yeah,
still works. So. Just I mean the mechs would just be lesser individuals, but both of like the airplanes can still fly into space. So it's like
yeah.
um I just think and to make it to even push it even further, at least with Robotech and Gundam, the whole premise of Robotech is the reason why they got that technology in the first place is because an alien ship crash landed.
Yep.
Like you can take that,
Okay.
even like way further to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think and I if I'm not mistaken, did that ship turn into a giant mech too? Did that ship turn into a giant mech at some point?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I gotta look.
But if we're talking about Gundam, they could easily outfit that with the Gundam alloy and mobilize it. So if they had to come against a giant boss or something like that of a huge level, then that giant ship that they'd be riding around in could just transform into a giant Gundam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Creator Gundam or something crazy like they want to call it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
So like me myself, I think like if you do some kind of like I don't want to say time travel, but I mean no though. Me and you seen Ruby and DC Comics put together,
Yes. Oh
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
So to even have some type of like
Time
weird
travel.
crossover,
Yeah.
I would almost want to do some type of maybe like Zoids in Attack on Titan or Gundam in Attack on Titan.
Okay,
Really
that
Zoids. Zoids make
Zoe.
more sense to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying on Attack on Titan, but you know what I'm saying like that maybe a
Mm.
I don't know, but I definitely think Zoids would probably be the best, but you know what I'm saying as far as like some kind of weird if they do some type of time travel thingamajigger or even if I mean quiet as it's kept, I mean you can throw a Transformers in there, but that would be the
Yeah.
most outlandish thing because you know what I'm saying
Yeah.
like we're talking about aliens from a different
Or
world.
even Voltron. Process
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Voltron. You know what I'm saying? Like Voltron, like smash landing on that planet and be like, hey, oh snap! There's some big giant naked people eating people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but like I would almost want to try to like combine like a like that as far as like maybe like a weird situation. It's not really an anime, but I wish it kind of was, or they made it an anime. It might be, and I may have missed it, but like a Ultraman and Gundam. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me would be an interesting like combination. Like how would you pull that off? Because you're talking about an alien big thingamajigger, and then you're talking about people in mobile suits. Like which Gundam would fight Ultraman? Like that's like something I always kind of like wonder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like
Especially with the newer, Ultramans.
Yeah, yeah.
Like those seem like they could like because you're talking about like people that's normal size and then they can do their little Ultraman, you know what I'm saying, and get bigger and stuff. And then you got people that can go into a mobile suit like a mech or something and fight against them.
Yeah. I mean,
It almost mirrors what Super Sentai was because if y'all know anything about Godzilla, all of this kind of wraps around him. It always come back to how can this work? Go to an old school Godzilla like movie. You know what I'm saying? How can this work? Go to an Ultraman like episode or something like that. Like you can see how all of this stuff can actually kind of come together, or they can somehow put it together. You know what I mean? So.
yeah.
But yeah, but definitely as far as like just right offhand, I would definitely do like some kind of Zoid Attack on Titan crossover. That would be my go to right there. Is if for some reason I feel like they belong together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like in a sense. Like you y'all sitting up here trying to cut these big giants up, these titans up with swords and things. I'm like, why don't y'all like even the playing field and get like into like a mech or something? And, like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They be trying to run around.
I can see that very well. Oh man.
Y'all
So,
playing Batman on these big old giants and stuff like that.
Right.
Man. Jump into the Zord, man.
yeah, exactly. Just end it. And shoot, we trying to outrun these freaking titans. They're so big. Like, shoot, let's get in the Zoid. Just run them off. Let's go.
Yeah.
They can't eat us. Shoot, they can't hurt us. We just like, oh, they didn't even try that to break us. Like, we just gonna try to run it. Just keep running. Keep it running.
Or they somehow get like a miniature mech suit.
Yep. Man, let me be like this. If they actually did like the Gundam Wing crossover with Attack on Titans, that would be just in one episode.
Oh yeah, it's done over that. Like that's over with. Unless you're talking about the old school Gundams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They were
I feel
fun.
like I think
They were
those will
fun.
get toe up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we talking about when we get to Wing,
That's over. One episode.
we talking
need.
about we talking about mobile suits that's in space.
Yeah, I don't even know because I if it's the OG Gundam himself, Amuro Yui, he might be able to handle himself. I think everybody else in the group may not. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, oh, you know.
Oh my god.
You know, so Gundams always have that signature, like they always got this signature sound, and
Yep.
it's always with the Gatling guns. He'll pull out the Gatling guns on the head.
Yep.
You know?
Well, I can still hear that sound in my head. Why you say like that? What the heck?
Like something's getting mowed down for real.
Yeah.
They is getting mowed. Ooh, like, dang, does that
first time
how
I
it really
hear-
sound?
First time I hear that, first time I hear that sound, I'm like, oh, time to duck and cover.
Yeah.
My question is like, in Japan, if like, what kind of sounds, like, what kind of guns y'all got? How do y'all get that sound from a little Gatling gun thing? But just like, where did y'all got experience in this? Y'all didn't. So I want to see how that really sound. Like, how did that? Y'all stuff sound like some. I don't know. That's just it's weird. It's hard. Like like, bro, what is that?
Jeez.
It almost
But it
sounds
is-
like you took a chainsaw and muffled it.
Yeah. Like you getting chopped. This the real chopper. I got a real chopper on top of my head.
Worldwide chopper. Worldwide chopper. Oh man. But yeah. Alright guys, let's get into our actual trailers. I have 4 for you guys.
Yep.
This is gonna be fun. Yep, 4 good ones. And definitely we have one saved up for Vito himself, so we'll get that set up for him as well. So let me get this up and running. Where is this? Boom. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so first trailer of the day, if I get this right. Come here, you. I'm trying to figure out how to get this right. Where am I thinking? Oh, that's why. Stupid me. That's one part. Sorry. And like unlike mines, I don't have to worry about commercials.
Yeah, that's always good. That's
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so the first one we got is Mobile Suit Gundam Freedom, the movie. So, first of all, make sure it sounds up. Good to go. Right. You guys hear it?
どうすれば
Yeah.
Alright, just want to make sure.
これらすべてが終わるのでしょう。
終わらせることができますよ。我々には誰かがやらなきゃいけないんだ。
ミサイルと思われる熱源
Got that nuke on him.
終わらせる。ここで。こいつら一体。
子供たちよ、新たな未来へ。
彼女の研究テーマはコーディネーターを超える種を作り出すこと。そんな世界、人は望まない。
カナダは
その血塗られた手で彼女の手を取るつもりか。闇に落ちろ、キラヤマト。
キラ
Buddy, you know, drop that. Alright. Nope. Nope. We're not playing that yet.
Crazy.
And let's get rid of that. Wait, what the heck? I have my stuff here. That's weird. Alright, so what do you guys think of it?
Well, looks interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the trailer, it has to do something, but also too, if I gotta catch up and you know what I'm saying, like watch from
Back
the beginning,
up, yeah.
The seats and
that first episode is gonna tell if I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Because like I said, I get bored very easy, and if it ain't action packed, you know what I'm saying, right away, or not even right away, but you know what I'm saying, like if it ain't action packed within a couple of seconds of you bringing me the drama as well,
Yeah.
then I'm kind of like That's why that's why I said some of these newer Gundams I'm hesitant on watching, or I've watched, you know, a couple of episodes, and I'd be like, like I start playing on my phone. I'm like, if I'm playing on my phone while this anime is playing, that means it's not catching me. But I will definitely try to see what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll try watching the first episode, to get to wherever that was at.
pretty much. Sandstorm?
I like Freedom, so I'll watch it. That's all I gotta say. I like Freedom, so I'll watch it.
Yeah. I definitely am gonna check this out. It's actually on Netflix, to be honest. Check out.
Ain't a lot of them on Netflix right now, right? Like some of the newer ones.
Yeah, some of the newer ones. Yeah, I don't know if the the Witch of Mercury's on there, but no, this is one of them that was actually in theaters in Japan, and I was kind of waiting for this because I wanted to see what the story was. And he's getting fussy. I'm sorry, buddy. You're getting fussy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna check this out. It's on Netflix. I've been wanting to check it out, so get a chance to. Because I think this is like the ending of the Seat series, basically, with this movie. We get to find out how everything concludes, because there's a lot of new stuff that happens in this movie. So that's one of the things that I want to check out. Now, buddy. Yeah. So now to our next trailer. This is what we've been waiting for. This is all for Vito. This is for Vito. And get over here. There we go. We have the MF Ghost Season 2.
MFG 第2ラウンド芦ノ湖 GT はどうやら雨の中の決戦になりそうです。
普段のレースとは比べ物にならないほど大きなプレッシャーと戦っているはずです。
レンには祈ってあげることしかできないよ。
まさかここまで滑るとは。
のぞみこういうの大好き。
この濡れた路面でどうすればそれだけのスピードが出せる。雨の足の子で何かとんでもないことが起こってる。
俺はバトルしてみたい。今までの人生で見たこともないような天才ドライバーと。
MFG がこんなに楽しいなんて体験してみるまでは想像もできなかった。
Alright. And since it's actually disappeared, so. Alright, so.
Yeah, he probably back.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know if we discussed it off air or on here, but I would definitely need to definitely catch up on you know what I'm saying, that. So, I mean, seeing that, I don't want to say I'm excited for it, but I have to see the first, you know what I'm saying, seasons, and you know what I'm saying, like catch up on it, you know what I'm saying, because this is a newer anime to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not familiar with. Remember, I was saying I wasn't familiar with the first joint or whatever. So,
Yep.
like, I would have to catch up to actually, you know, appreciate more of the excitement for the second series. I mean, the second season for this MF Ghost. So,
Yeah.
once I catch up, once I get there, you know what I'm saying, then I think I'll be like, okay, yeah, season, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of watching to do.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to keep him entertained. Right, buddy? Right, buddy? Yeah. For me, so far, I'm already into I'm already in episode 2, so I saw bits and pieces of what's been seen. So I already know what I'm already expecting. So now seeing a little bit more, I'm like, alright, this is about to get real interesting. So this is getting, and especially again, the whole purpose of like why I enjoy MF Ghost because of Initial D as well is because the music basically sets the stage very well for each thing that's actually happening. So, yeah, buddy, yeah, you like MF Ghost, huh? You like that, I like that stuff. So yeah, I think
I think, you know, when it comes down like it's the same thing with video games. If you're playing like a race car video game and stuff like that, the soundtrack as you driving, at them speeds and stuff like that is the thing that gets you like, like it's that fast, the beats per minute type thing. You know what I'm saying? That really kind of makes it, you know what I'm saying, great. You know what I'm saying? So I can see like, okay, yeah, watching this and then like the music with it, you know what I'm saying, is really like what would get you like, oh yeah, like this is getting crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's getting intense. Yeah, so I definitely can feel you on that one.
Yeah. I think Sandstorm would be like already excited to definitely see the second season. Well, see the next episode because I don't know if he has.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he start it already?
He last time I think we were on the Vitoverse. I think I asked him. I think this was actually off air. I asked him has he actually watched the first episode, and he said he has not watched it yet. So I don't know if he finally watched the first episode because I already seen episode 2, and we're about to go into the third episode. So I'm guessing he may have got a chance to see the second episode. So I can't really answer for him, but I know he's definitely excited for the. There he is.
Yeah, thank you for holding down. I was hearing the whole conversation. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I had to answer a call.
All right. Go ahead. So you can-
my thoughts. I heard you, Vito. Yes, absolutely, 100,000%. The music is what gets you hyped for these episodes. The heavy bass and the kicks and everything. They play them at the perfect time. This race is about to be ridiculous.
Yes.
I have not watched I don't think the next episode airs until tomorrow, right?
No, Sunday. You mean episode 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 3 is Sunday.
Yeah, it is Sunday. I forgot. It's always a day later. But I'm excited. I'm excited. See where my boy ends up with the slide because they're in the rain now. So like this changes up everything. Like this out of any race that he was waiting for, he was waiting for this one. Like, because by natural default, it don't matter how fast the car is in the rain. You ain't driving that fast. You can't give it at all in the rain. But him, that's a whole different subject. I'll put this boy on top speed and drift around these corners, no problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this whole thing is going to bring. It's interesting too because they go all the way up the mountain and go all the way down the mountain, and at the top of the mountain is where the rain is, and at the bottom of the mountain it's like quote unquote dry, but your tires and all that stuff are going to be wet. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This is going to be a good season.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah. All right, so let's get into our next trailer here. Well, he's getting feisty here. He's like, "Yo, what's going on, Daddy? What's going on?" See? Told you. Alright, so into our next trailer. So let's move this. I don't know why it's.
You're like, and you won't let me talk on the.
Yeah.
I want to say some words too.
Yeah. So.
Say it.
Alright, so yeah. So the next trailer we have here is called I left an A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon at depths is what the name of this anime.
Must be no.
本日をもって俺はこのサンダーパイクを抜けさせてもらう。これは A ランクパーティーを離脱した俺が最高の元教え子たちと共に最高の夢を叶える物語。じゃあうちのパーティーなんてどうかな。俺が役に立てることを君たちにアピールしないとね。生配信しちゃおうよ。面白そうだから。きっと精霊の導きに違いありません。頑張りましょうね、先生。
興味深い。そんなアーティファクトがあるなんて。遊具が幸運の4枚目なの。
俺たちはクローバーだ。みんな慎重に楽しもう。
Yes. Alright, so that's that one right there. So what do you guys think of this one?
I think it's interesting enough. If they show me what I need to see within the first episode, I'll watch it.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm not sure. I'm normally not. I don't know. I'm not normally a adventure anime watcher. I'm more of an action anime watcher. But sometimes I do, you know what I'm saying, mess around and give certain things, you know what I'm saying, a look or whatever. So it just depends on what mood I'm in, you know what I'm saying, if I'm going to check this one out or whatever. But it does look interesting. But like I said, it just depends on the mood for me. But definitely, though, it's still look pretty cool.
Yeah. Alright. For me, so I hate to be the spoiler of this situation. I read the manga and didn't realize this was gonna be You really trying to be like that? Yeah. So I ended up reading the manga and didn't realize this was gonna turn into an anime. So I'm super way ahead. But everything I've seen. Yes, I know, buddy. I know. Sorry. Yeah, so it's very interesting. It does have a lot of action to it, and it's one of those animes to me because I think for me watching or listening to like the mangas and stuff from or reading them, these are like the ones that basically like it's always someone actually being a party get kicked out and then don't realize this person is actually way more powerful than you think he is. And to give you one simple piece of info, the main character of the guy, he's actually a rep mage. So and you know how if you played like the Final Fantasies or thing and know about red mages are like kind of like not the strongest of the bunch, basically. But you'd be surprised like of everything you know about him. So I'm actually very excited because of up to what I've read. It's very interesting and it gets better as it goes. So I'm definitely excited, and I was surprised to actually see this as an anime. Because I was thinking like it was not gonna be done or it's gonna be like 2025. I was thinking. So I'm definitely excited for this one. So now on to our which I could throw in one more extra, but we're going to one more because I know this guy is getting a little spicy and kind of looking around like, yo, what's going on here? See? He's like looking around. Yeah. Alright, so on to our very last trailer I have here. This is going to be it. And hope this is going to be fun. So, give me a second, we move it over. Alright, let's go here. So, the last trailer I have for you guys is called The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventure in Another World. Here we go.
今回の冒険者も外れね。
仕方ありません、イドラお嬢様。
そうね。中止しましょう。
本日はもう一人冒険者を呼んでおりますが、期待の新人だとか。
あんたら逃げろ。こいつは人さらいゴーレムだ。
まさかあれが？
例の冒険者です。
伴走プレートセット。
何あの言葉を発する変な腕輪は。というか、何なのあのやけにキレのある謎の動きは。
燃え盛る熱き友情の戦士キスナレット。何それ。俺は冒険者の浅垣東が気軽にレッドって呼んでくれ。
私はイドラ・アーボルン。いろんな意味で心臓に悪いわね、この男は。テルティナ・リズ・ワーグレイ・アバルロストと申します。
テルテラ様を呼び捨てにするな、ゲロが。バーニングキスナパンチ。来いターボエンジン。
次から次へと理解不能なものを増やさないで。
俺たちの絆なら必ず未来をつかみ取れるさ。俺たちの絆の勝利だ。
異世界の兵器怖っ。
Alright. So, what do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, it reminds me of the other one, the No Rangers or whatever.
Oh, the Loser Rangers.
Yeah, Loser Rangers. I still gotta watch
It was,
that
it
one.
I
was,
still gotta
it
watch
was,
it too.
it was reminding me of the other one. What was the other one? The little love joint where the Red Ranger fall in love with the
villain. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah,
That was a funny anime. I was like, that's actually worth a rewatch again. But I didn't want to watch. I want to watch that in the English dub just because let's see how funny it was.
yeah.
So
Because I mean, it's actually English dub right now.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that looks pretty funny, man. It definitely like it's poking fun of the the Super Sentai stuff, the over dramatic explosions and
Right.
and something tells me, you know what I'm saying, like him in that world, they think he's like super powerful, or you know what I'm saying? like they don't know all this stuff is technology that he has on his body and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
Like, they think it's magic or something like that.
Oh!
Oh man, that and then of course I could see somebody challenge him like I have the power. I'm the man right here, and they come at him like
Right.
regular, and then he pull out some kind of like ranger gadget and like
Yep.
they're
Pounce
like
him on the ground. Whoa! Like he pull out the gun on him, they like, whoa!
yeah man. So
That one with the weird voice,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alright.
that looks funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
When is
Yeah.
that supposed to come out?
I
Next
believe.
year, I think. January.
Yeah, it's probably be the winter season. So it's actually winter season usually starts around December, kind of start January. So yeah, it's be coming around that time.
Okay.
So it's definitely on my list of like animes. I'm definitely excited. Like I'm so tempted to like want to read the manga, but I was like, nope, I'm just gonna hold out and wait. I'm just gonna wait on this one. I want to see how funny this is gonna get because I don't want to be spoiled. I really just want to like wait for this one. This one's gonna be really a good one. So
Yeah.
because I mean I'm on the same page with Vito. It's kind of like a mixture between like not really more of like the loser rangers, but I do definitely agree with the whole the how love interest situation. I can't remember the name it was called. But yeah, it feels more like that, but just with a lot
It's
of
like
comedy.
world destruction, the love, and fall in love in the world's destruction or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to see this. This is gonna be a good one. So, all right. Well, other than that, guys, we are basically almost close to 2 hours, but we're actually doing good here. So, thank you all for actually coming. Thank you, Sandstorm and Vito. So everything else.
For sure.
So before we actually go, we're gonna actually send out the pimp outs, everything else. So Sandstorm, you want to go first, my guy?
Yeah, so tomorrow we have a Stormcast. In all honesty, I'm thinking this is probably going to be earlier because I have a cousin who has a birthday, and I should probably show up for that at least. It's either going to be earlier or it's going to be at 9 o'clock, like the old time. So I'm gonna talk with my co-host here and figure out when that's gonna be. But make sure you come in for that. We got a few things to talk about. And then on Sunday is the Winging It podcast at 7 o'clock. Make sure you show up for that. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about there this time around. I'm not gonna give it away. The title for that, and then on Monday, I'm gonna have to show up for the Jill podcast because I know they're all gonna hand me my butt about not being right that the Switch 2 didn't get revealed. And next week is basically the last week of October, more or less. So I'm gonna have to eat crow heavy on that one.
No, stay on your guns. Like, no, it's still October.
I
It's
know,
still October.
So there's a rumor that it's going to be Wednesday, but that's neither here nor there. So, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and all the affiliate channels too.
Yep.
For sure.
Vito?
So I just uploaded a new Vito verse. So if y'all didn't get a chance to, go ahead and check that out. But every Thursday, Vito variants. Every Friday is Vito verse. And catch me on the Sandstorm Show.
Yep. And as for me, like I said,
And Noonami.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. As for me, you know me. Every Fridays around 9:30, basically it's gonna be Noonami, and then also every other Friday I'm actually on the Vitoverse with our good friend Vito here. And you may actually rarely see me comment on Sandstorm if I actually don't do work or take care of this guy.
Yeah, it's like a every blue moon type situation. You catch
exactly.
him over there.
Yeah, so usually it's gonna be like it's not about a topic situation. It's just that it's really he's important or take care of important stuff that needs to be taken care of. So I will make appearances from here and there, but definitely that's going on. I'm still working on gaming and stuff. I'm still trying to. I think the reason why I haven't done any streaming of gaming is because really father. I gotta take care of business. So I'm still working on trying to find times and and everything to do some streams for games so I can upload them and everything else. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have here. Until then, guys, I will see you guys next week on the Beetleverse. And then the following week after that, I will be back for more Noonami. And we do have a new topic for every other week. So, till then, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.